Hi guys, welcome back to Heidi's Homemade. Today I'm going to show you how to make another vegan variety of cookie. This one is my personal favorite. It's the peanut butter chocolate chip. Like most of my recipes, it's very simple. I feel like anybody who has any interest in assembling it or baking it will be able to. It's very straightforward. So as with all of my recipes, I'm going to start with 4 ounces of melted Earth Balance butter. That is that vegan variety of butter. Comes in a container that looks just like this. You can get it at any grocery store. It's around the same price as butter. And then the next step is to put in 1 cup of peanut butter. You can use any variety of peanut butter you would like. I have made these with both creamy and chunky peanut butter, or a combination of both, just depending on what I have on hand. It really doesn't make a difference. Some people don't like chunks of peanuts in there. I don't really care. Any way that I can eat peanut butter, I love it. I love peanuts and peanut butter. It is my favorite. I put peanut butter on everything. So, got the melted butter and the peanut butter in there. The peanut butter is not melted, it's not softened. The melted butter will help it cream up. What I like to do is go ahead before I even start stirring that, because the peanut butter tends to stick together in this mixture, is go ahead and add the sugar at this step and then mix it all together. I've got 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar in there. So just dump that on in. And then we also, at this stage, are gonna go ahead, actually with this recipe, I essentially add everything but the flour and the chocolate chips before I even stir it one time. It just works out better that way with peanut butter. So in this bowl here, I have egg replacer. These cookies, peanut butter tends to kind of ball up and get dry inside of cookies or inside of any recipe where it's heated up. And to avoid that crumbling, that unnecessary crumbling, I found that egg replacer really does work very well in these cookies. And you also, if you don't want to make the vegan variety, you can just put regular eggs in here. This is what the egg replacer looks like. It's my favorite. I love that 70s looking box. I've been buying this stuff for years and years, and the box has never changed. I don't think this box has changed since they created this stuff. So you just take, so this is the equivalent of 2 eggs, which is 1 tablespoon of egg replacer and 4 tablespoons of warm water, and just mix it together until there's no lumps. And then dump it in there. Got that. And then 1 tablespoon of baking powder. You'll notice a theme with all of my recipes. I keep 1 tablespoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of sea salt in almost every recipe that I make. It just seems to work out. And then there's a couple extra flavors that really complement peanut butter cookies really well, and that is cinnamon, first of all. So we've got just some ground cinnamon, just run-of-the-mill variety. I've got fancier organic ones and just regular cheaper ones. The organic cinnamon, the more expensive stuff, does taste a lot better, but when you're pairing it with peanut butter and chocolate, you're really not going to tell the difference. So 1 whole tablespoon of cinnamon, so quite a bit. That in there. And then the last ingredient before we start stirring is my favorite, maple syrup. We put a full 1/4 cup in there. It smells so good. All right. Go ahead, I've got my wooden spoon here. Give that a good stir. And with the melted butter on the bottom there, and the peanut butter was just sitting in there the whole time, getting softer, so by the time we stir it, this takes no time at all to blend everything together. Already done. Oh, I lied. I forgot to put my sea salt in there. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Plop. There we go. All right. Stir that on in. Okay, that is all blended up, and then we're going to add our flour. This recipe calls for 2.5 cups. Mix that in. I have been getting a few questions about the vegan cookies. People are really skeptical of vegetarianism and veganism and vegan varieties of things. They think that they're somehow going to taste really gross, or that they're extraordinarily healthy, and for whatever reason, really healthy food turns some people off. But I can assure you that this cookie isn't any more healthy for you than a cookie with butter and eggs. It's full of sugar, full of the earth balanced butter, which I don't know that it's any healthier for you. I just tend to lead a pretty vegan lifestyle myself, so I like to make those cookies available. I have a lot of people in my life that are strict vegans, and it's really hard, especially in this area, in the northern Kentucky area, to find good vegan baked goods. It's nearly impossible. So I found that people who are vegan and people who are carnivores like these equally as much. So don't worry about that. Now, the last step for the actual cookie part is I take a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips, reserve 4 ounces to the side. I'll show you why in a minute. So this is 8 ounces of chocolate chips. Stir that in. This smells so good. Got some beautiful cookie dough there now. And then, as always, take your cookie scoop and just lump them onto the pan. All right, I won't make you watch me do all of these. One thing I did want to mention, the reason I'm putting those onto the sheet on camera, is that for peanut butter cookies, the telltale sign that you're eating a peanut butter cookie so people can identify it, I don't know where this originated from, but it seems to be the case. Anytime anyone makes peanut butter cookies, you take a fork and you press down crisscross pattern. I don't know if you can see that there. And that just indicates to people that it's a peanut butter cookie. So pop these into the oven at 350 for 14 minutes. And again, I've already made some. So this is the last step. When I'm making desserts and baked goods, like, there's no holds barred for me. I like everything to have a ton of flavor. I like them to just be caked on with sugar and chocolate. I don't think it's really necessary to try to make a cookie healthier for you. People ask me all the time, can you make sugar-free cookies? Can you make organic cookies? Can you make them with applesauce instead of butter? And I always tell them no, just simply because you shouldn't be eating cookies every day. Someone somewhere is eating a cookie every day, which keeps me in business, but it's supposed to be a treat, and because it's a treat, I like it to be just decadent. So that's the way I approach cookie baking and dessert making in general. So like I said, we have reserved the 4 ounces of chocolate chips. Put those into a microwave safe bowl. Put about 2 tablespoons of almond milk in there and put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds and stir it up real good so it's melted. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. It should just ribbon like that. So mix that up real good. And what I do is just drizzle it over the cookies. Make sure that it's drizzling before you take the spoon off the top of the bowl, otherwise you'll get big lumps, and just like that. All And then I also take half cup peanut butter, melt that down as well in the microwave, and do the exact same thing. All right, and that really is all there is to this recipe. And these are beautiful and they smell so good. So we'll roll that out of the way so I can bring you guys the whole tray here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but they are delicious. All right, and it occurred to me that over the course of the past few videos that I haven't let you guys know where you can find me online. If you would like to ask me any sort of question, if you would like to order cookies from Heidi's Homemade, you can go to www.heidishomemadeky, stands for Kentucky.com. You can find me on Facebook. You feel free to add me as a friend. My name is Heidi Lynn Fant, F as in Frank, A-N-T, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Heidi's Homemade KY. All right, and good luck with your baking, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.